dance for joy or lust or anger, and every time you have.
Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Reviews, the series where we look at sensible practical cars that you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000. This is a 2018 Ford Kuga 1.5 ST line. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So the second generation Ford Kuga, known as the C520, was introduced at the end of 2012. It replaced the first generation one, and both of them I think were based on Ford Focus platforms, this one being the Mark III Focus. It lasted until the end of 2019 when it was replaced with the current generation, which actually shared some of the engines that it has. The car initially came with a 1.6 petrol engine, generating either 147 or 177 horsepower. That's known as the 1.6 Eco Boost engine, or we might actually call it the Eco Boom engine, because there have been some really well publicised incidents of those engines actually blowing up, which isn't the best really, is it? In 2014, those engines were replaced with a 1.5, and this was available in 3 different power outputs: 118, 148, and either 173 or 179 horsepower, depending on the exact year of the car. With a higher output, you can actually get that with all-wheel drive. I think it might also have only been available with automatic gearbox, so I can't quite remember. There are also some diesels available, but as usual, due to controversial government legislation and all kinds of other reasons, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. I must say thank you once again to Simon from Langley Prestige in Chelmsford for letting me have a go in this. The car's literally just been valeted and it's been offered to me at very short notice, so that's why if you see behind me, I've actually got a sort of plastic cover on the headrest at the moment to make sure I don't dirty it before it goes to its new owner. And also we're using a different filming location for static portion of the review than usual, because I don't want to get the tyres and everything dirty. So this second generation Kuga, in this particular guise, the facelifted ST line, well, it kind of looks almost sporty. With the maximum engine power you could get with one of these was about 179 horsepower. This is the 148 brake horsepower, so probably not the fastest ever. I think this does 0 to 60 in about 10 seconds, somewhere around that. Obviously, if you want a really fast Ford from this period, you just get yourself a Focus ST or a Focus RS. The difference with this is, well, the boot is huge. If we open this up, gosh, that took a lot longer than I thought. I do apologise, dude. I've maybe edited some of that out. I've got a liner in here as well, which is nice. Now, if you have the spare wheel like we do here, it's 406 litres. If you don't have the spare wheel in, and I would probably have the spare wheel if it were me, it's about 456 litres. So it's a nice big space. It's sort of comparable with many other cars of this type. This car's even got the load blind in here as well, which is nice. We'll leave that alone and press that down, and there it goes. I think if where some of you'd probably want even like electric boot. It's very, very high up, and if you're, you know, relatively short, you're going to be wanting to use this handle. I don't know why it was so difficult to open that. It's a good job this car's got reversing sensors as well, because it's quite big. It's surprisingly big. I'll sort of play it out a little bit later. Getting inside, gosh, this car's absolutely immaculate. It's just been valeted, so I've been told not to go anywhere dusty or anything. We can get in the back. The levers here make it easy to just drop that seat down if you actually put the headrest in the right place. There we go. Just climb in. It's very easy. Very, very easy indeed. Back here we've got a 12-volt socket. It'd be nice to have a USB port there. You can just get an adapter, I'm sure. The door cards aren't the most luxurious I've seen. They're all sort of plastic. I suppose if you are doing something with the kind of children in mind, which, you know, a lot of these cars will be bought by families, then that's really what you want. But it doesn't look the most luxurious. Massive door bins though. It's quite dark in here actually, with this dark headlining and you know, the tinted windows, but that's sort of what you want. If it were me, I'd probably have a Vignale edition Kuga. Those are very much along the lines of the sort of thing that we like on this channel, but this is what a lot of people like at the moment, this is sportier styling, so that's fine. Ooh, we've got a rear armrest in here. I don't think this is genuine leather. I think it's maybe Artico leather or something like that, but you know, I suppose it looks quite nice with a little red stitching and everything like that. Yeah, masses and masses and masses of headroom, huge amounts of headroom, which is good. We've got this on the head restraint because this car has been valeted, which I'll leave on in case for someone who wants to take a test drive of this car, wants to keep it nice and clean. So you've got keyless entry in this car, but you can still use the door if it's a physical thing to put it in. Electric mirrors, electric windows all round, of course, and there's the door locking button. Is that soft touch? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? That's better, viewers. Actually feels like we've actually got some nice fabric on there as well, or it's just more Artico leather, but there we go. Big door bins with a bottle holder in there. Just make sure I step onto the paper mat. That's better, isn't it? And there we go. We've got the forward screen coming on, the Sync 3 system. We'll have to shut the door in a second, have a look at it. But we've got a 6-speed manual in this. The manual's actually quite nice to change in this. I think as well we've got a self-parking system in this one, which is available. You can actually, with this facelifted model, have a system whereby it guides you out of the parking space as well as into it, which is nice. A parallel parking too, rear cross traffic alert, all that kind of stuff. Physical controls for the heating and ventilation system, which is fantastic. We like to see that sort of thing, yes. Very similar to the facelifted Focus that I filmed the last time that I was here, although it was pre-preparation edition and it was a bit dirty. This is opposite. It's really, really clean. Even got a CD player up there actually, which is interesting. Dashboard feels good. It's got squidgy material on it. Some of you aren't bothered about that kind of thing, but I quite like that. Again, this sort of sporty looking steering wheel. Cruise control, of course. There's all the Bluetooth controls for using it with a phone, and the stereo volume. We have got an electronic handbrake in here, which is my favourite, but that's a lot of the way that things are these days. Even a place to actually put the key. If I can fish the key out, which I sometimes am not very good at doing, you just put it right there. There we go. Put it down there. Yes, and this car comes with 2 keys. We can shut that off as well if we want to. We'll use these cup holders. That's probably for, I don't know, coins or something. And we've got an armrest. A little tray in there as well. You can take that out. Ooh, and we've got proper glowing USB ports. That's fantastic news. I think I might plug my thing in there later. So yes, we actually got physical buttons down here for the infotainment system. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Start button down there. Auto lights and wipers. Yep, there we go. Auto lights and auto wipers as well, I think, in this one. And little blue needles, which I quite like that actually, viewers. Right, let's just close this door and we'll turn the engine on and have a look at the infotainment system. So there we are, Ford logo coming up there. 6.3 system. I have turned the volume off actually. So don't want any copyright infringement. We're on AM radio at the moment. So let's see if we can navigate this. Go phone, pair phone. Quite a few people have used it, haven't they, in the past. There's a lot of different things on there. Mobile apps, I think we could try something like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but I'm not actually sure this is compatible with actually the 6.3 system. I think the later ones are though. Someone in the comment section below might actually be able to tell me for certain. If we press this source button, we can cycle through sort of various sources. It's really odd. It's like audio. Does that mean we can change with the source button again? DAB. That's just for the radio. I'm a little bit confused about that, to be honest, viewers. I don't quite know what's going on with that, because I would like my audio from Bluetooth or something like that. That might have to be done through phone. We might have to do it like that or something. What settings do we have in here? Yeah, mobile apps, which probably won't be any on here. Yeah, no, we don't have any of that. Can we go back? We have to press that button up there. It's not the best system, is it, that I've ever used? Oh yes, we do have Android Auto and CarPlay. Ah, there we are. So my question's been answered. I do apologise, viewers. I should have actually done that before, but this car has come in to a dealership at very short notice, and I've only just done my prep for it, so it's probably why it's a bit shambolic. You know how we like to keep things shambolic on this channel. Right, let's open that up and see if my secret mission documents will go in here. Yes, they will. Fantastic. Well, that's handy, isn't it? Manuals in there. Already seen a big door bins. This seat's quite comfortable, I think, this particular one. Place to put sunglasses, although there are none in there at the moment. Yeah, it's all quite pleasant, really. It is quite similar to a Mark III Focus, but that's no surprise because we're on the same platform. And what on earth is a rear wiper doing? That should be off. 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 Good. Okay, let's sort that number plate out in the back window, and let's have a look at the engine. So this is the 1.5 litre EcoBoost engine. I don't think it's EcoBoom, this one, although the earlier 1.6 certainly was. In this case, generating 147 horsepower. Unusually, it doesn't have a sort of plastic cover on it or anything like that. You can see all the injectors and everything like that. Obviously the coil packs and whatever. Did I say injectors? I didn't mean that. I do apologise, viewers. Definitely a very shambolic episode of Sensible Secondhand Reviews today. Especially I've got the noise of children playing in the background because I couldn't use my normal filming location today. But yeah, it's all very, very clean under here, isn't it? It's all been valeted properly. And Ford have very sensibly marked a lot of the parts in yellow, like this bonnet release, which you can actually see properly. I spend my life hunting for bonnet releases at the front of cars, and it's really annoying. But yeah, it looks all looks very good under there. Not as much room to work on the car as I would have thought for something like this, but you know, it's just the way the modern things are. I've just seen the wipers meet right in the middle. We've actually got proper Bosch wiper blades on this one too, so someone's clearly looked after this, haven't they? Right, I think it's time to go for another drive, viewers. Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. So what's this second generation Kuga like to drive? Well, this 6-speed manual it's pretty nice actually. I think it's a very similar gearbox to the one used in the Mark III Focus. There's nothing wrong with that. 0 to 60 in this car's around the 10-second mark. It's not the quickest, but it is quite a big heavy car, so you'd really expect that. Handling's actually okay for a car like this. It doesn't need to lean too much in the bends, which means it's quite pleasant to drive. Even in this ST line form, the suspension's not too hard. We've got numerous potholes and things on this journey, it seems to take them quite well. It's not the most accurate. You could feel the heaviness and height of the car as you go around corners, but that's the same with anything like this. Skoda Karoq would be the same, Ssanyon Corando, and a myriad of other models. Brakes feel okay, although I don't like this electronic handbrake. It's not really the sort of thing that we like on this channel, viewers, but it seems to be the way of everything these days, doesn't it? Also, I'm not so fond of this black headlining, but you'll hear me say that an awful lot in reviews of modern cars. I prefer a lighter headlining. But yeah, there's plenty of space in here. It feels very comfortable. Feels like you could do quite a long journey in this with no problems, and looks like it would be ideal for the rigours of family life. So viewers, the second generation Ford Kuga, known as the C520, is this something that you should consider for your hard-earned budget of between £1,000 and £5,000? Well, you can get early ones of these for around the £4,000 to £5,000 mark now. This one's a much later car, so this is going to be a bit more expensive than that. But it seems to offer a lot of practicality. I'm a bit concerned about the 1.6 EcoBoost engine, but you know, there we go. You can get all sorts of things in these cars: self-parking, adaptive cruise, automatic braking, lane keeping assistance, traffic sign recognition, timeless recognition, cross-traffic alert. You can get the Ford My Key system, which allows you to program a key that has a limited top speed with, you know, the maximum radio volume actually decreased, and you know, you can stop it take calls while someone on the move and things like that, which is interesting. The trim levels are actually quite straightforward in comparison with many other cars like this. The main ones are Z-Tech, Titanium, ST line and Vignale, but there are sort of sub variants like the Titanium Edition, Titanium Sport, Titanium X Edition, Titanium X Sport, the ST line Edition and the ST line X. The car was actually made in Spain, China, Taiwan, Russia, and then the United States, where it was called the Ford Escape, and it's related to, in addition to the Mercury Focus, the Mark II C-Max and the Lincoln MKC. These are one of the top sellers in their segment, actually, these Kugas up until the present day. And although I'm not quite sure I'd have this trim level, certainly the Vignale does appeal to me. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching this episode of Sensible Secondhand Reviews. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below. And thank you again to Simon and Adele at Langley Prestige for letting me to film this today. And we shall see you again soon for more reasonably priced motoring.
1, 2, 3, 4. Every blue day, every day with blue skies.